My name is Reginald Sibanda, and we have a ministry. We call the ministry the Valley. The ministry is a farm that is to support the other ministries that we are establishing. The farm is supporting an orphanage because we have 99 children between the ages of 1 and 9 years old. So we have an elementary school, and we are also hoping to support the work through the School of Evangelism, a cooking school that will be doing lessons every week, and a wellness center.
So there has to be a story behind how you acquired the school with about 100 kids. How did that come about?
Yeah, the people who owned the orphanage before were moving back to Australia. So they communicated with me and they said, "Can you take over?" And I told them that I do not have anything, I do not have any money, I don't have resources, I only have a farm that is not functioning. But then the lady kept on persisting and persisting and persisting that she wants me to take over the institution. So at the end, I was convinced and I was touched. Then I had to take over. But she had to come and say, "Today is the last day. If you don't decide tomorrow, then I will give it to someone else, but I want to give it to you." That is what moved me, that why is she coming and coming? Then we took over even if we had nothing.
Wow, that's a real leap of faith to take on something, and God has continued to provide in miraculous ways, right?
Yes, yeah, that is a leap of faith because I believe in prayer.
Mm.
So we have seen God's hand because we have had times when you wake up in the morning, there is no food, there is nothing, and you know, we have two ladies that are helping us, and they ask you, "What are we going to eat?" And you answer them and say, "God will provide," and God will provide. Each time everything runs out, God will provide. So we have to believe in God, and God has a purpose. You know, even if you hear about it, the fact that God has allowed you to hear it means God is saying something, you know, but God will provide. You know, each time when I pray to decide whether I should take it or not take the school, I reflect on things. Sometimes I open the Bible at random and read. Sometimes something just comes to my mind. But that night I was thinking about it, and the song, you know, music just comes into your brain without invitation. I just kept on hearing the song at the back of my mind and the heart, the song that says, "God will take care of you through everything and in every way. He will take care of you." So I woke up in the morning and I told the lady that I have made my mind. And she asked me, "So how are you going to do it?" And I said, "God will take care."
What happened that caused you to make the decision that you were going to take this project on?
Well, the thought that I had, you know, that the children will have an opportunity to learn about Jesus. So I found it a great opportunity to reach out so that we will grow a team of disciples that will change the community around.
Wow.
Then, when we took over, the first day when I went, I tried to communicate to a lot of people, and people were not understanding, and there was nothing. But then one friend decided to give, that I had sent a message. They sent the message, reply of the message, and said, "I have $200 and I am going to give. And this is the only way I am able to give for now, and I don't think I will be able to give any more. So do not continue to ask me. So they gave the 200, and we went to buy the food so that the children will start eating. And we never asked the friend again. But miraculously, when the food was about to finish, we received a message that she has sent another $200
Okay.
without asking her, and she kept the establishment growing.
And now, how frequently was that coming in?
She sent us every week.
Every week, okay.
Every week.
How and tell me, how much does $200 go as far as food for the kids? Is that enough for the kids during a given week, or is that
It's not enough, but it can take us some couple of days so
okay?
that we buy the basics that we need.
Right. Okay.
Yes. And also, it enabled us to start something at the farm so that the farm can also subsidize.
Yeah, I want to get to the farm here in a moment. Before we do, let's talk about a little bit about how the living conditions are and the school. You said you're renting the school, but
Mhm.
where are the children staying? Are they staying at the school or another location? How's that working?
The children are staying about half a mile from the school
Okay.
at a rented premise. We have a place where they were renting, so we took over the place. And as we speak, we are backward on rentals in that place.
Oh, you're behind on rent.
Yes, we are behind on rent, so that's how we have been managing.
Wow. So now you say you're renting the place where they're staying,
Yes.
and you said there's 99, almost 100 children.
Mhm.
Are the accommodations is the space for the kids, is that enough? Is there plenty of room, or is it too tight? Can you tell me a little bit about those accommodations?
There is no room for the kids, so we just try to squeeze and live with what we have.
You're making do with what you have.
Yes.
Okay. Are there, if opportunity presented itself, are there other facilities in the area that might be better, capable of accommodating that many children?
Yes, there are bigger places that might be better and good. If facilities and means are available, we would move.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, we would build.
Building is a thought, an option.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Tell me about the arrangements that you have with the place where they actually are doing the learning.
Where they learn, it's a church.
Okay.
So we rented in the church. The church agreed that they should come and learn there. So we get there, we move the chairs, and then we divide and put our own setup so that we can have 3 classes.
Okay. Gotcha. How did it go with the people that own the church, and you renting from them?
The people who own the church, I spoke to them and said we might not be able to pay the renters, and they said, no, you do what you can, and we give you an opportunity to come and continue.
Tell me a little bit about the teachers. Also, tell me a little bit about how they have sacrificed as well.
I spoke to them and told them that since we are starting, we have nothing. Uh, if you are willing, you can go and leave the kids, do something else. Then they said, no, we will sacrifice. So the teachers have stayed for some time without pay, and we would get some money and try to cover them. That's how they have been sacrificing. So they are there, they work. If we are not able to pay or the pay comes late, then they have been there. They have not left, they have not gone on strike, they have not done protests. They do everything through their will, and they are always there to take care and help.
Sound like some amazing teachers.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously that there has to be teachers or adults with the kids, and so they're going to church with the kids. How far is it from where the kids live, to the church?
The church is about 1 mile.
So I don't imagine you have a big bus.
Now we walk to church.
They walk to church. I can
Yes,
imagine 100 kids walking to
to
church and
church,
they come
yeah.
walking back. But let's switch to the farm for a moment. You have a unique situation that you acquired a farm, and how did you get a hold of this property?
Well, the property is a 20-hectare farm, and it has a river that passes along to the dam. There's a dam nearby the farm there. So we were able to acquire the farm from some of the people that used to own the farm.
Mm.
And we saw an opportunity that there is water and the water never runs dry. And we got the 20 hectares of the farm.
Yeah, so I did look up for the American audience. I did look up that uh, 1 hectare is about 2.5 acres, so that's almost 50 acres,
Mhm.
and that's a blessing. Being that, if I understand correctly, the most of Zimbabwe is pretty dry, right, throughout the
Mhm.
year, and so having the access to water, the the watering system, the irrigation, all that kind of thing, that's pretty amazing piece of property. Now, you were telling me a story before about how you acquired the property and some of the challenges that you had. Can you unpack that a little bit?
Yes, when we got the property, a lot of people wanted the property. So they tried to get the property from us, they tried to get the farm, and we would give them opportunity that come and take the farm, but they would fail. You know, God protected us so that we will keep the farm. We have had a lot of challenges, and also sometimes we were not able to do anything on the farm. And they wanted to get the farm. They had made up the mind that if we are not going to do anything to get the farm, they will take the farm away from us. But at that time, we received a message that someone has sent us money for seeds. So we went to buy the seed. And the message came at the time when they were deciding to take the farm. And they asked me, "What are you planning to do?" Then we said, "We are planning to start planting again." Then they never took the farm from us.
So, were there any personal sacrifices that you had to make in order to keep the farm?
Yes, there were personal sacrifices. I had a car. I had to sell the car in order to keep the farm.
Wow. Okay. So, you really are invested in this, in seeing
Yes.
this succeed then. And to take a leap of faith, not only with the farm and in your own personal sacrifice, but taking on 100 kids is no
Mhm.
simple task. That's a big responsibility. What are some examples of challenges with the farm or school that have come up, and how has God worked through these challenges? What are some stories that you might be able to share?
Yeah, we have the biggest challenge is to get the farm set up, and we out of about 50 acres, we are only able to work with almost 2 acres. So we have a lot of challenges. We don't have workers. We don't have seeds. Those are the biggest challenges that we have had. But the miracle that we have is that the Lord has blessed us in that we are doing it bit by bit. We are able to still hold on to the farm.
Have you been able to raise some crops then? You said you've been able to farm some, and how has that helped?
Yes, we have been able to raise some crops, and that has helped to subsidize the food at the orphanage and also helped us to keep the farm going. That's why we are still in existence up to today.
So the crops that you grow there, do they supply food for the orphanage, or do you sell them to raise money for the orphanage? How does that work?
We sell them to raise money for the orphanage, but some of the vegetables that we get from the farm, we feed at the orphanage.
What are your big picture plans for the farm itself to get it to the point where you're raising the funds not only for the orphanage, but also to make sure that the farm grows? Because I'm imagining you can't do this by yourself.
Mhm.
You have to pay people to come and work and to help plant, to help harvest, that kind of thing. Do you have the pieces in place to to not only grow but also to distribute and sell the produce?
Yes, we are planning, if we could get help, a massive project to plant Out of 50 acres, maybe we can do 30 to 40 acres at one time. If we have a huge volume, then we have a lot of money. From there, we will be able to sustain ourselves.
What kind of crops are you thinking about planting? Just curious.
We are thinking about planting tomatoes and squash, onions, and all sorts of vegetables that are used in a day-to-day living of people.
Do you have places that are ready to buy this, or do you still need to establish the distribution channels?
We already have places, we have people that we have agreements with
Okay.
that can buy our produce.
So your biggest need really is, if I'm hearing you correctly, you have the land, you have the water, you might need some equipment, you need seeds, and then you need to be able to facilitate paying, you know, either temporary workers or something like that to come and get everything
Mhm.
in. And at the timing of this filming, we are in mid-June of 2026, and we're talking about a specific project now. How much time do you have before you have to actually do the big tomato project and the squash? How much, when do you need to kind of get the resources?
We are hoping to get the resources soon because the start of July we should be preparing so that in August we start the project. So we are in dire need of the resources, we are in need of the seeds, especially the seeds.
Now, are you able to buy the seeds there, or do you have to import them from somewhere else?
We are able to buy the seeds there.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
So you just need the funds to go and get
the seeds,
the amount of
yes.
seeds. Okay. So before we wrap up, are there any other stories or any other message that you would like to leave with our viewers? Anything that maybe we haven't covered that you would like to share?
Yeah, we would like to invite people who can help so that we can be able to be self-supportive and share and be part of this ministry. The last part of the Pathfinder song says, King Jesus, the Savior, is coming back for you and me. So we need to be ready and be part to evangelize in whatever way we can. So we are inviting everyone who can help us to be part of this ministry.
That is awesome. So as far as things that we can, I mean, obviously everybody can be praying, right? We can be praying
Mhm.
for the kids. 99, almost 100 kids from age
Yes.
1 to 9. It's a lot of kids there. We need to be praying for them, and that one, they're taken care of, that the resources that you need to make sure they're getting fed. Um, and then praying for obviously the farm, because that's the ongoing supporting ministry. Obviously, there are some goals that we'll be posting, financial goals that we'll have. What kind of volunteer opportunities might there be at the school, at the farm?
Yes, we have a lot of volunteer opportunities. We need workers at the farm, we need workers at the school. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities. We need people who can come and help us set up. We want to set up a farmers market. When our produce is ready, then they can come and help us at the farmers market. Also help us at the cooking school, and we reach out to the communities.
Yeah, that brings me to another question. What are some of the big challenges or problems that people in your area are facing? Are there obviously you have kids there who are without parents.
Mhm.
There's need for the orphanage. But what I'm hearing now is not only are we talking about the orphanage, but it sounds like the farm, the the cooking school, you are wanting to do outreach to the community. What are some big problems that you would like to solve through what you're doing there at the farm, in addition to helping the kids at the
Yes.
orphanage?
Yeah, we realize that a lot of people are in need of solutions.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much drug abuse. People are just looking for solutions everywhere in the world. And that is the greatest need. People are looking for Jesus. So we are trying to cover that space. So the farm is trying also to reach out and tell people about the coming of Jesus.
Okay, that sounds good.
Mhm.
Well, Reginald, this has been very insightful. When we first when I heard about this, I just knew that it sounded amazing that God had put in your lap a school with 100 kids. I was like, wow. And I didn't know all the stories that went behind it. So thanks for taking the time to share this. And I think if other people hear about this, they're going to be impressed to pray or contribute to helping you get this project off the ground. And I like the fact that you used the Pathfinder song there. That was good. I like that. Thank you, sir. We are done. Oh, he forgot to hit record. I'm kidding.
We have to start
We have to
again.
do it all. I spent 2 weeks with Reginald and continue to be amazed at the stories coming out of the Valley Mission in Bulawayo. We will use our channel to help bring these stories to you. We have trained and equipped Reginald with resources to capture their progress and send us the pictures and videos. Our ministry will provide the media editing, donation page, and social media connection. Along with Reginald, we believe in the power of prayer. We see in the Bible that God moves more mightily when more people pray about the same thing. Please pray for the children and farm at the Valley Mission. Maybe God is moving on your heart to do more. We have set up financial goals and donation pages at our website, group180.club. There you will see the immediate needs and phased roadmap to full self-sufficiency. Your partnership today can be the catalyst that helps this ministry lift off, so 99 children don't have to just survive, but grow into disciples who change everything around them for God's glory, turning lives around for Christ.